Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome to Fall Classic at Dancing Rabbit at the Fuzzy Horse Golf Club. Sounds very entertaining, right? So this is week 40 of season 10 of TGC Tours, continuing my quest to try to get a tour card. It's been a slog. I think it will continue to be that. Improving, but it's difficult. So I've really kind of made the clear understanding over this long journey. I didn't start at the start of this season trying to qualify, but pretty close to it. I think this might be my 30th or more weeks that I've tried. So this is not something that can be done easily by most people, I would venture to guess. I'm at a bit of a challenge this week in that I've got a short week. So basically I have to get everything, well, really I have to get everything done well before Thursday, but I mean, I could do it on Thursday assuming I can edit the videos and get them out in time, and then you'll see them. Because after that, I'm out of town for a bit, and that will mean that next week, because I cannot get any rounds done before the Thursday deadline, next week I'm not going to be attempting to qualify at all, so you're not going to see any week 41 qualification. It'll be just my luck, it'll be like a super easy course or something, but nothing I can do about it. And I know that's not true. Even super easy courses I obviously still didn't qualify on. One other thing I did take a peek at, I was tracking a few people in CCL that weren't doing so well, that had some demotion credits, and I have seen their names appear again in the qualifying bucket. So that did verify that you can qualify and you can lose your tour card and kind of be back. So I definitely would like to be consistent enough that I could play well once I qualify. So to that end, I suppose kind of rushing things is counterintuitive, because if I get lucky one week, I'm likely going to have a pretty short stay. I might get to play for 2 weeks in the tour, and then I'll be back in the qualifying pool once again, like some of those folks had become as well. I don't know how long they were up. I just happened to notice they had like 4 demotion credits, and they were already below the cut line, and so I'm like, well, they're likely in trouble. And so when I looked at things, yes, they were down in the qualifying pool again. So speaking of qualifying, week 39 was actually challenging. They cut off the tour cards at even par. Nobody with over par made it. So being at a plus 22 is, I think, where I ended up. And that was nowhere near enough to qualify. So with that long intro, let's go take a peek at what we've got here. So course details, we've got 4 sets of tees, which we did not have in the last course. We only had 2 options. Fairways and greens are firm, and we're at a medium fast, so a little bit slower. And looks like default is dusk, which is interesting, and overcast. So basically a very sad looking course if we get it on default for weather and time of day at some point, which I'm sure we will. As far as the settings for the first round, we're off the gold tees, which are the long ones. They do go in sequence of distance, so we'll see how things go. Obviously first round pins, medium wind out of the southeast. Even though fairway and greens were both firm, for whatever reason we have green firmness of firm, and green speed of fast, which is obviously going to be a little bit more than moderate fast.
Hello there, and welcome to this society event. And on this course, we are starting our day with a par 4. Let's start this off in style, put that one right up the middle. What do you say?
All right. Wow. It always amazes me when medium is gusty like this, like double digits. I like to see it more 7, 8, you know, stuff like that. 12, it's concerning to me. So a little bit tight on this course. I did continue the trend of at least trying to look at the course once, which I have done. So we're not hitting over any water on this course, which is good. I've gotten more consistent with the changes in the VSync as far as quality of tee and approach shots and being able to not shank them too badly and too often. I'd say there's a marked improvement there. You know how that goes. You say something and then it just, that's not the result you see when you get going. Those look like upside down paper plates for the tee box markers. I don't know why, but that's what they struck me as when I saw them. I'm like, they're these yellow Dixie cup colored things. But yeah, this is one of the tighter ones. It's not a super tight course. I mean, the fairways are tighter certainly than last week's were. But as far as trees and if you kind of get out to the edge, it seems a little more forgiving. This is one of the more challenging holes here, so hopefully we can have a good beginning.
Break a leg out there. Hopefully you have a
I'd
good
say
round.
that's not bad as long as I carry. I do, all right.
Good stuff. And we've got about 150 yards.
Which you can
to
see,
from here.
you know, there's a tee box, there's a green out to the right over there. There's something else. I don't know, maybe we're coming into it from the other side, but you can kind of see how things lay out. We've got an elevation change, a good amount of wind, trying to, without the grid markers, it's a little harder on the 12. It should be a little bit more. I can count on the bottom of the green, but then we got that. So, always something, right? Ooh, but 26 feet up, which means I'm going to lose 8. But I'm probably going to gain at least that from my power. So, yeah, maybe we'll just stick with what we got. Leave well enough alone, as they say. All right. Decent. Ooh, even decenter. It's straighter at the pin
Nice
than I
stroke.
would
We're
have
on the
thought.
green. And this putt is very, very long. Just
Yeah, I've also,
do what you can. See if we can get this close, maybe.
I've got a little bit, I've had a pain like on a muscle. It's like I've got a tight muscle behind my jaw on one side. Which makes it sometimes painful to talk and just painful in general. Not that I'm looking for excuses as to why I'll do poorly. But, you know, just chatting with folks, because I know some folks like to know sometimes how we're all feeling and if we're 100%, and I am not. Whoops. Not at the point where I can practice swing yet, or, you know, figure out where I need to go. We are uphill, so the goal is to not 3-putt if we can avoid it. Come on, give me... Oh, it's not going to fall.
Oh my.
Man. I had a really hard
6
time.
feet
The
to
greens
go
are
here.
interesting. So, I'll say that.
Starting the day at
Right.
even par. Lovely to see.
Even par is good. It does make me nervous that last week they cut things off at even par. Like that, I think, is a hard bar. To end up at or under par for the whole event for
Blowing
me is
left to right
still
on this one.
something I'm not incredibly confident that I can pull off. It could happen. But as you can see, compared to the first hole, much wider view here, looking through the trees and so forth. So it just kind of opens up, gives you a little feeling of comfort, right? Ah. I was thinking about, oh yeah, I'm feeling good.
Something went wrong there.
That would
And
be my
second shot
swing.
here on the second hole.
Good news is I ended up on the fringe, so could have been worse, right? All right, we're kind of at the edge. The wind's going to blow, but the lie is going to kick me out, so I'm going to I'm going to go with this. Nice shot. I don't understand if they had a small glacier move through here. Why exactly they have those like dry riverbed things there. But it's not going to help with my lie, probably. It's not too bad. I mean, I just don't know if it's leaning forward like that, if it does something to my loft. My guess is it does, which is my concern. But I have no idea how I'd compensate for it. Theoretically, if I'm thinking through the physics of it, it should basically lower my loft, because we're basically going to be hitting down into it, and then as opposed to lifting it off the ground as much, it would fly forward, which in theory means clubs are going to get a longer distance. So in theory that means I should go there, but I don't know if the game models that. So I'm going to go with kind of what I should. Although, no, I should go here, honestly, because I'm going to, yes, I'm going to lose 3, but I'm going to gain at least 3 with that ridiculous 10-mile-an-hour wind. I'm not going to be that far over, though. Although I think, yeah, the lie is why I was doing that. All right. I was like, you know, this is one of those where I'm going to set up forever, and then I'm going to toss my cookies when I swing, but luckily I did not. All right, well, I'd say this is straight on. If you see something different, let me know in the comments. It is downhill, though. So let's see how... might have been my swing. It wasn't the straightest.
This one's 10-foot putt.
The downhill definitely took me. So that's disappointing.
This one's on a good line.
That went off the blade.
Oh, right there
That took off the blade. Thank goodness, not enough to miss the cup, but wow.
And that performance will keep you at even par.
It will do that.
And the wind is picked up. We got a tailwind to deal with.
All right, well, we definitely want to drop back. The question is, do we want to drop back 2? We're going to be darn close to 8. I think we do. I'm just worried that otherwise I am going to fly on by. All right, let's see where we end up. Yep, I'm glad I did what I did, because you can see I almost overdrove it that way.
Mark a little bit.
That's insanity.
Side rough cleanly.
All right, downhill. So very, very, very slow, but it might work in my favor. Holy moly.
Tempo on that chip, just nice and easy.
God, I would have loved that to have fallen in, but no such luck. Yeah, it was such a short swing. I was trying to be careful in the consistency, and it just, clearly I was too mellow in what I did. So, nice and open. I didn't say there wasn't water in the vicinity. I just said we weren't hitting over water in most cases. So, again, if I like really end up over to the left, I mean, in theory, I'm hitting over that ravine a little bit, but hopefully we're not going to be anywhere near there. Let me move over a little more. Okay, should be decent. We're going to stay up on the shelf. We're not. We're going to bounce down. But again, we're kind of cutting the edge of the canyon, but not really over the water. So I'm going to take this approach here. I think that will be nice. Not much of a lie. More than I thought, honestly. That really moved over. Wow.
And this putt would take you down to 1 under.
All right, a little bit of movement uphill.
It's getting there.
All right.
And there we go. Dropping it in for the bird.
That's a good one. I'm pleased with that result.
Careful out there.
If I
The wind's
could,
blowing
I
right to
myself
left.
might want to be a dancing rabbit now. I'm feeling a bit excited, but it's early. All right, should be all right. We don't. It's mainly a cross breeze. We're going to gain a couple yards, and then obviously we should have a little bit of a roll, and we'll have likely some bit of overpowering.
Swinging like silk.
I love that swing. I love where we're headed. I'm just going to let it go.
Oh, man, oh, man. That
I was
could have
really
been a hole in
hoping we
one
might have seen an ace there,
for a
but
birdie.
no, a little too close. All right, let's not blow this. Again,
not
it's
good so far.
downhill, so
And after that, you'll go down to 2 under par.
very
Here
sweet,
we go,
very
par
sweet
5
for
coming up.
sure. All right, we've got a headwind here. Lengthy par 5, 570 yards. Nicely done. Oh no, don't catch. It will, darn it. Oi,
Oh, that's too bad.
I really...
Here's our second shot on this 6th hole.
Nice lie, though. It's just a question of, am I really going to clear that lip? I should. But those are the famous last words of a fool, right? And I didn't. God darn it. It was a good shot, but
All right, that feels good. Back in the fairway.
it
I'm
kinda
liking all
does,
that
but
stuff.
darn it.
Setting
well,
up here now
with the
for
4-iron, I
our
would have
third
been
shot.
shortish, so it's kind of about the same here. All right, let's see if we can still salvage this. Okay, good shot at the... Ah, I really thought it was going to
Greenside
carry, but the
sand.
wind
Looking going
pushed
up
it
and down
back.
here.
The wind pushed it back. All right. I think we're going to go with this because it's 5 yards less, so with the drop off, we're going to be closer to where we need to be here. Well, when you swing like that, it
This is what
doesn't
your
matter.
fifth shot's looking like.
Darn it. Solid shot, but way too far of a drift.
Okay, 35 feet from the
So
cup.
this is disappointing because this is basically going to negate all the positives.
Ugh, rolled right by.
That's what I figured, that we'd
And this
end up
one for the
two
double
putting at
bogey.
least.
Looking pretty good. Good putt.
Well,
Moving up
unfortunate.
even par after that one. Okay, careful of the headwind out there.
All right. Ooh. I really don't want to go too far over because with the headwind, it could be bad, but this hole you kind of need to go between the trees if you can. Oh, clear the tree, clear the tree. All right. That worked out quite nicely.
We're about
Even nicer than I
115
thought. I thought it
yards
was going to
away.
roll into the rough the way it was going, but it didn't. We definitely don't want to pitch because that's, again, a lower elevation, and so we get way more roll. Okay. I'm going to stick with the sand wedge because that will take us really to like 115, and then we'll just push back. Because otherwise, I think, yeah, we gain like 15 yards. That's too much. All right, good swing. That's the most important
Yeah, might
thing.
be in a little bit
Ooh.
of trouble here.
Not as
Okay,
good as
third
I had
shot.
hoped. So sadly, this is likely still going to be a bogey. Got the very slow, but we got a good roll.
That's a nice chip. Well done.
I kind of messed up on
Got
my
this
finger
left
placement
to
on
save
the
your par.
stick and caused
You
me
are
a bit of a
currently
pain.
sitting right at even par.
Oh, I thought it was a par 3.
Teeing up here on
Maybe
the 8th
not.
hole.
Although, how could it have been a par 3 with... Yeah, we had a good shot. It's not like we shanked it and then had to do that, so that must have been a par 4, and I just misread it. Now this is a par 3. 6 iron, crosswind. We're going to stick with this. Okay, 104 might be too far, but we'll see. No, that works out nice. That works out
Good
very
shot
nice.
Out there. Nicely played.
All right,
6
just needed to
feet
go.
To the cup. Oh, you like
All right,
that one,
I
don't you?
do like that one. You're such a good announcer.
One
You know
under
how I
today.
feel. You take my emotions into consideration.
This one's
Good
a par
job.
4 hole.
All right. Too far? Nice hill. The hill helped us
Okay,
out.
hole number
I think I
9,
remember
shot
this
number 2.
before.
Let's see what you got.
Again, I've only played... Well, I think I actually played 2 practice rounds, but still. Alright, that's too far. Ooh, what do we do here? Because, yeah, that'll really go 130. But this is kind of where I was before, with the wind in my craw. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Actually, I need to go this... Wait, now I'm losing my mind. No, I need to go this way. Because it's going to kick. So, yeah. Alright.
Swing was a little bit off there.
Very fast. Don't go in there. Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll go on the green.
Because I'm thinking the patio would have been really ugly. Alright. We're going to go down 8, maybe 10, 29. So we're going to stick with this here, and we're going to go with that. Total blind shot. Ooh, a little too far still.
Smart shot. Back in the fairway.
It was a smart shot, but shoot, I can't. That won't work. Come on. We're gonna have to pop it up there. Okay, good pace on the swing,
Well, let's just
not
pop this
necessarily
in,
on
grab
the
a
ball.
bogey.
It's nice to hold the
Nicely
under
done.
par for more than one hole, so it's
And after that
disappointing
one, currently sitting
that I
at
gave it
even
up
par.
that quickly.
Wind's blowing out there, right to left.
Alright, tiny little opening. It's just I can hear the wind. I don't know if it's easy to hear in the recording, but it's crazy, even at 7. But with these pines, I guess that is kind of how it would sound. It's pretty neat. Alright. That's a big one. I think it, again, might go kind of not where I want, but, ooh,
That'll
no,
do.
not bad. It stayed
Got
on the
about
fairway.
125 to the pin.
So, but yeah, that was a nervous hole, and I had that butterfly feeling that I've talked about that kind of screws me up sometimes. We are down a bit, so I am gonna go down 1 club. Solid swing, solid swing. Should be good, should be good. Oh, slow down. Wow.
Yeah,
That
that'll work.
really took off.
Okay, 11 feet to deal with.
What is this thing doing? Like, somehow things are making me a little nauseous. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I can see that it's
Ripping
moving
out
a bit,
birdie after
but
bogey
it kind of
to last.
didn't.
That's what I like to see.
I'm glad it fell in and I didn't become my own worst
Brought the
enemy
score down
there.
to 1 under after that one.
Honestly, when I played this
Teeing
thing
up now on
through,
the 11th.
I did not remember these greens being as flat as they were. I'm thankful, but I don't know. I mean, I played the Scottish course and in the single player in between. Maybe my brain like muddled them together a little bit. Like I knew they weren't insane like those, but so far we've had some gifts for where we've ended up. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
This drive should be safe.
And again, I need to get out of my head. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I've been doing so well. I shouldn't be doing this well. And that obviously isn't something that goes through Tiger Woods' head at any point in time or anybody else. So I need to stop that. But the nerves happen. It's like on the backswing there. I was like, oh, I hope. And luckily it didn't cause a problem. Oh, weird sound.
Not quite sure.
Which usually tells me it'll be ugly, which it was.
What are you thinking out of this fairway bunker? Let's see what you got.
Thinking that Lincoln, I don't know. Somehow another very fast.
Here's your fourth shot.
Come on, really? What is with the world on me and me on this? Now I do remember these crazy lips, that's for sure. Alright.
For the bogey.
Should be okay here. It is downhill, so I do want to be careful. It's moving maybe a bit.
Well played.
Alright, nicely done. Alright, we're up. We have some wind. I'm going to pull this back because I think that's what will work with my style. So this is the more challenging one because it's kind of the ravine. So while there's no water, obviously carrying that. Really? What are you doing? Oh, come on. Just stop already.
Right there. 1 under par if you can sink this.
Alright, first really challenging green here. What is it gonna do? Back, 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 back! Thank you.
Nicely done.
Thank you. I was like, it's not moving back at all.
1 under for the day.
And there were definitely some significant speeding beads the last two before that hole. Alright. Well, I guess I lied. I guess there is a little bit over water. Okay. I don't know that I remember this. I mean, I do now that I see it, but clearly I'd forgotten it. That's important. I'd rather be in the bunker than in the water. I think I literally did the same thing in my practice shot, but that's okay. I'd rather do that. I really, really honestly would. So, let's see. We're going to kick off that way. Good, solid shot. Again, gets me, ooh.
Unlucky.
I don't like the bounce.
Okay, here's our third shot.
Alright, we're going to go up one. I can't tell the lie, but it looks like it's going to kick off that way. Good solid shot again. A little further than I would have liked, but in the grand scheme of things, I'd say that's a pretty sweet victory. Alright, we've got pretty much even, I'd say. Might be too fast. I hope not.
And that
All right.
will drop for birdie number 6 on the day. Alrighty,
key,
down to 2 under
a
par.
key
after that.
shot for sure there.
Comes hole number 14 at us.
All right, another little tiny opening. Challenging 2 par 5s in a row. I do remember this, but it is odd. But these are not real courses.
That there is
Ooh.
a slice.
Got my worst shot all day, but still not bad.
Careful getting out of here. Might not get all the distance you want in the deep stuff.
Definitely gonna go. I'm gonna take it the whole way, because I think adding that extra yardage is gonna compensate pretty nicely. That lie kicked more than I thought, but we've got enough of a fairway that it works. Yeah, I probably would have only gotten like 170 with the 4-iron out of there. So yeah, gaining that extra 50 yards I think will go a long way to making this feasible. We're gonna gain, let's see, 9-iron. Oh, this is a pitch. I'm like, this doesn't work. How is a 9-iron going that far? But that makes sense. All right, so this would go 115. All right, I'm going to leave it here. This may overdrive it, but we'll see how it goes. A little bit of fast. Oh, wow, that really overdrove it.
Missed the green on
Again,
that one.
was it 15 yards or whatever? I don't know. I mean, it says I'm 18 yards past, but I'm off to the side too, so. Alright, should be decent with the off the rough.
Here we go. Par putt. Let's do it.
That would be great. Let's do it. I agree. Alright.
Okay, moving on.
I like this.
And scorecard
I
says
don't mind
stick it
having
right there,
easier
2 under
putts.
after that.
Now again, that's why people
Careful out
maybe
there,
are
we have a
ripping this
tailwind blowing.
up easier, but I remember this one. I end up in the rough, but again, to get close to the hole, I'm always hitting out of poor lies anyway.
Swing didn't feel as clean as I know you can.
Or I can
hit it.
just do that.
We're gonna have to be real careful because it's deep into this
That's
rough.
ridiculous. Alright, well at least we got a good shot out. Again, we're nowhere near where we need to be. I mean, our
Right, I like
first
being back
shot
on the
should have
fairway.
been up there.
This one's your third.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Alright, with the wind, this should be good. A little too far to the right, I think. I mean, we'll be on the green and all, but that's a
Safely on the green.
distance. So
Good
this
luck on
is
this one.
not
Par save, possibly.
this is not a guarantee by any stretch. This is tough. We are downhill. That's too far over. Again, pace was
All right,
fine,
let's grab
but
this bogey and move on. And after that one, you sit at 1 under par.
all right. Well, the poor tee shot definitely
See what
did me in
happens here on the
there.
16th.
So let's shake it off and let's end strong.
Ooh, shank that one. Good.
Well, doesn't bode well. Does not
Setting
bode
up
well.
here in the
Beautiful
deep
swing
stuff.
path, though. All right, again, we're gonna just stick with this. All right, should be up on top there. Kind of sloughed some off. Is
Setting
it the
up here
fringe
for the
or
first
no,
cut
it's
of
the light
rough.
rough, but that's okay. All right, wind back and losing some, and that I'm gonna stick with the 9-iron. I'm not gonna back off. Ah, I am
Oh, well, that's no good.
not liking this. I'm
This
like
one's your
giving
fourth.
things away that I shouldn't be. Bounce on, bounce on. God, that's gonna be a tough one.
Hopefully you get the right pace on this one. It is extremely long.
It is. Wow. don't understand. Is it down? I guess it's even. I'm like, is it downhill? I don't understand why it's in front of the hole. Alright, I don't think it's online. It's off a little bit again. Oh,
Oh man, that
like
was a fun putt to watch. From
got
way,
lucky.
Way,
All right.
out there. Great work. Okay.
I'm
Even
like,
par at the
that's
moment.
more online than I thought it was when it was coming. When it
Here
was
on this
about
par
halfway,
three.
it looked like it was already drifting past. But, alright, so another 43 feet down. But we have the wind in our face. So I'm only going to go down one club. Alright. Most important thing, good swing.
Can we get a kick left?
A little bit. But we got a roll. That's the most important
Nice
thing. We
shot.
got
That'll do.
another 10 yards on the
This
roll.
one from 31 feet.
Wow. There's a lot of movement in the beginning. I'm worried it's downhill. Nah.
No, that's going right by the hole.
Didn't
isn't
see
it?
that went a lot further
Alright,
than
this
I
one's
really
about 9
wanted.
feet from the cup.
This is downhill again. Golly. It's like a little valley.
Getting there.
No!
Ooh.
Oh.
Alright, we can sink this and salvage a bogey on this one. Okay, 1 over on the round currently.
Unbelievable.
Blowing out there. We got a headwind on this hole.
Alright, it is doing that. Par 4.
Oh, wonderfully struck.
Okay, should be good. There's a little bit of a hill here.
Setting up from 145 yards away.
And then heading into the clubhouse. Back, yeah, we got wind back and whatever. This will be good this way. I'm half tempted to go. I'm gonna hit that. I hope I won't regret it.
Yeah, you didn't hit that clean.
Well, it's probably better that I hit that, because
And
then
that
a
approach
poor
was bit
shot.
wayward.
I don't know.
Let's change our frame of mind. You're coming off a 3 bogey streak. Let's end that streak here.
Ooh, whoa, 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 and it's gonna roll off.
All right, this is your 4th shot.
I'm gonna try to putt it. I'm just worried the chip is just too much. Disappointing though, I'll tell you that. We are up and too far over.
This will be for bogey. And the bogey putt will drop.
So,
Little lackluster way to end your
would
round,
have
but
preferred
that's
to
the
be
one anyway.
better than I
And
was.
at the end of the
I'm pretty
day,
sure it's
we
plus
wound up
2. I'm
with
not quite sure why it's not
And
showing
that. Was
that.
a bit of fun. Thanks so much for the
So,
round. I'm glad that you
because
brought
yeah,
me
that's just
along
through
for the
hole
ride. See you
17,
next time.
so we know that's inaccurate. Hopefully I won't go too far this time. So yeah, this should be okay, but I can't advance here. So yes, we're plus 2. So a decent round, but I can't say I'm not disappointed. I wish it could have ended a little stronger, a little tighter on the par there. You know, I've said before, you know, if I get a bunch of plus 2s, I'll be a plus 8. I have a good shot, but like I said last week, made me pretty nervous if even is what it took to get a card. Like, I'd hit a probably, yeah, that'd be, plus 8 would be my best finish ever, and missing a tour card there would be really, really sad. So, but we'll see what we can do in future rounds. But for now, happy to get through this one. And it's a good start. I mean, way better than last week where my first round was plus 14, and then, you know, I'm always kind of staring down the downhill. I mean, once again, I would certainly love to claw some things back. I'd love to have some under par rounds. that would all be great. But it's better when they're not really bonuses in the state I'm at, but when they are not required as they were when I hit a plus 14. So if you've enjoyed this or are not a subscriber, please drop a like and subscribe. If you haven't done those things, please consider that. I greatly appreciate it. And the channel would greatly appreciate it because the YouTube algorithm notices those type of things. It also greatly notices comments. So comments or emojis for engagement, any of that stuff helps, and it also is part of the enjoyment of just chatting about what happened and so forth amongst ourselves and kind of building that community. And I will see you next time.